What's happening, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football Podcast. I'm your host, Komi, and with me, I have the amazing Shegun. How are you doing, Shegun?
Great to be here. Great to be
here. Awesome match, right?
It was a decent game. We did not expect much, really, because we know it's a new system, a new manager, and not just a new manager, but the first game after international break, where you've not really had time to work your tactics with the new players. So I think you could also see that the starting 11 he chose was made up of experienced players that have played in different systems, the likes of Eriksen, Casemiro, and Evans. He was trying to say, okay, you guys are experienced, you guys can quickly adapt to a change of system. And I think for most parts, all the experienced players didn't really deliver, but we take the 1 point. We take the 1 point and move forward.
Yeah. This is 5 things we learned in Ipswich versus Manchester United. Shegun, number one.
Number one, I want to say, very nice goal.
Awesome
the front
goal.
foot from the beginning. Manchester United, as we know, there's no problem. We don't have any problem starting games well for most parts. So it was good that they started well and they got a goal in, I think, 80-something seconds.
That's Manchester United's fastest goal.
So it was nice. But also, along the line, the gradually up until the 35th minute.
They tried.
Naturally,
it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, naturally it was 20 minutes, but now it's 35 minutes. The tempo just dropped off and we started seeing the older bits come back, but there's no...
You know what they say?
No
older bit tired.
Yeah, no issue. And so the goal, I want to say, nice combination play.
Yeah,
right from the back, from Mazarawi down to Ahmad, down to
awesome player,
down to Ahmad, awesome player. So down to Rashford. So it was nice. So nice combination goal.
Yeah. Number two.
And number two, I want to say Marcus Rashford had the goal, but
awesome.
I struggle to see where he fits in Amorim's setup really. And this is not my normal self being critical of Marcus Rashford, because Amorim is used to using, a physical number 9.
Like Delap.
A physical number 9 like Delap and like Gyökeres as using in Sporting Lisbon. So even in the former teams before Gyökeres, is used to using a physical number 9. A number 9 that first of all can press. A number 9 that has a very good odor play as a second out. A second out to play. If you cannot play through the defensive line, you give your number 9, let him bring it down, and then you play in the opposition half. Marcus Rashford cannot do that.
Yeah, we saw
Marcus Rashford cannot press. He doesn't have the willingness. He doesn't have the energy.
No, he tried today.
The discipline. They did not try. Let's be very honest. He did not try.
There's a bit of pressing.
That was maybe the first
10 minutes, right?
Not 10 minutes, 5 minutes. That's very honest. He did not try. I want to be very honest with Manchester United fans. He did not try. Let's be very honest to ourselves. And the other play was non-existent. I cannot blame him. Because we have 2 strikers on the bench. I can't blame him. But I just felt it was just a reward for him being around from the first day of training with Amorim. So that Rashford just cannot fit into that number 9 role for Manchester United under Amorim. So the question is, where does he fit? Where does he fit? So that's the second point.
And on Marcus Rashford, every pundit in England, even everywhere in the world, let me say that, are telling the coach have to bring the best out of a 27-year-old player.
You said this before, it's not your duty. The stage at which Manchester United is, anybody that doesn't perform, sell them as soon as possible. We are not in a stage where we need to start improving players. We want players that can hit it. This club has been on the low for a very long time. If Marcus Rashford wants to hit his best form, he should find another club. This is not the right club.
No, but really, Marcus Rashford did not really play bad.
He played bad.
I'm saying that.
I just feel that there are better players that played worse. But Marcus Rashford played bad. He played bad.
Well, let's face it.
The only thing that will cover up is not so good performance was the goal.
That's enough.
It's not enough. Anybody could have done the tapping. Anybody could have done the tapping. It was a nice thing. Anybody could have done the tapping. I give him credit for the goal. Okay, but after the goal.
Yeah, I know it was not there yet, but you have to give it to us. Been a long time he played as a striker.
The reality is, I prefer Marcus Rashford to have a good game and not score. Because if he has a good game and not score, it means if he has a good game, other players will maybe score. we might maybe win the game. There are a lot of things. I know. Let me go to the next point because I feel it's connected to what Marcus Rashford. His inability to press exposed our midfield. Even though part of the problem, part of the issues in the midfield
was just a problem.
Part of the no, not just only the problem, because the midfield was exposed in part by, first of all, the coaching setup, the coaching structure. Yeah. Because when you look at the way Amorim set up out of possession, it was using a 5-2-3. 5-2-3, yeah. And easily for McKenna, he overloaded the midfield with 3. And that 5-2-3 is not really a bad setup, but you cannot use that 5-2-3 when you're using a midfield of oldies, midfield of old men like Casemiro and Eriksen. They don't have the energy. They don't have the responsiveness to press. So, and if you want to use that kind of midfield, you need a front 3 that are crazy pressers of the ball. And if one person, the Premier League is very, very difficult, that if one person in your pressing line does not do it well, it will open up. Sure. So I feel the midfield is terrible. And I feel Amorim should know that the 2 players that started this match in that midfield, the likes of Eriksen and Casemiro, should be sold as soon as possible. And I feel that Amorim also needs to look at his midfield setup out of possession, because if you decide to use 2, understand that many clubs are going to overload the midfield, because naturally many clubs are playing 4-3-3. So already in the midfield line they are playing 3. Yeah. So if you are playing 2, you have to understand that this team for a number of years has been used to playing 3 in the midfield. That's with what they call it, with Bruno Fernandes. And so if you're using a 2, you have to either change the setup. That's the first solution. Either change the setup out of possession. Maybe you should convert it to 4-3-3 out of possession. Or you have to, use a central back. A central back. Because the central back today was delete. So you have to try and maybe use a player like Martinez as the central back. A player that can drop into the midfield. Yeah. The way Stones would drop into the midfield under Guardiola and create a 3 out of possession. Or you can either go to the market and get very aggressive, like Ugarte, hard workers. Because that midfield is a midfield that you can only play to if you had hard workers.
Okay. Better still, we are going to, before we go to the market, Manchester United have to use what they have.
Yeah, and definitely we know what they're going to use.
Yeah, what they have. And obviously, the game wasn't that bad. And you know it was bad. Wait. It was bad. Know that Ipswich are more fresher.
It was bad. I don't think it's a matter of fresher.
Let me just put this point together. Okay. Ipswich are more fresher than Manchester United. Like,
in what way?
In terms of their coming, apart from most of the players, they don't went for the Nation League or their national team, whatever.
Okay.
Also, they are coming on the back of a victory against Tottenham.
Manchester United is also coming for a victory. I agree the part of maybe many of their players were at home, rested, but really this game wasn't a freshness issue. It's not a freshness issue. This game is just pure that the fact that some players cannot play the roles they were given in this system.
Okay, let's go to the 4th one. Really.
Yeah, so the 4th one I would say is that Bruno was cautious. I like what I saw from him. Okay. I want to say this and predict something that we might end up seeing Bruno not playing deeper.
And I love the way
I like the way if I was Amorim, I would use Bruno deeper.
But that means a player like
I will use Bruno deeper because
that means a player like what's the name? Mino? We have to sit on the bench.
No. It doesn't need. That's why it depends on the setup. It doesn't need. You can use, there are a lot of games to cover. You can use Bruno Højlund against lesser teams. Bruno Mino, against lesser teams. You can use Bruno Ugarte against lesser teams.
So wait. Lesser teams like Ipswich.
Yes, you can. And he was doing it well.
We are struggling this match.
That's why I tell you that the midfield was not good. The setup of Casemiro and Eriksen was not good. If it was Bruno Ugarte, second after what they did, Zexi took the position of Bruno. Bruno went into deep and it was a little bit more controlled. So Bruno can play deep. He can play deep. So because I feel that if he's playing deep, I believe the 2 number 10s. Now I'm saying that the 2 number 10s behind the striker should be Garnacho and Ahmad. I feel you are wasting Ahmad when you tell Ahmad to play wing back. But I understand.
I know he played well.
But I understand that this Ahmad position as wing back today, he played well, but you are using his what do you call it? His talent in the wrong areas. But I understand that Amorim was forced to use Ahmad because he had to find a solution to the defensive line. Yeah. If it's that Euro was around, Mazarawi will play wing back and Ahmad will move forward.
Yeah, so Euro trained, but I don't know. He's not
yet fit. They don't want to risk them because there are a lot of matches. Even Kabumeno, they are just getting to fitness. You don't want to risk them. So I feel that, Bruno can play deep. I feel Ahmad, maybe when other players are fit, I believe Ahmad and Garnacho are the 2 10s. Right? So I feel you can possibly maybe put Bruno in deep, let him be a controller, and I think he will do it very, very well.
Okay. 5, the last one.
The 5 I would say is also, I believe today marks the end of Johnny Evans' time at Manchester United. I feel,
but he tried.
Except you want to play, there's no way for Johnny Evans. I looked at, he's a player I like. I feel his experience. Even when Johnny Evans was young, I was a big fan of him, but he can't play center because he cannot drop into the midfield. He can't play right because right or left he can't play because you see what's happened between Dalu and him with Omari Hutchinson.
Yeah,
he cannot. That we said it when we were doing the tactics in the last match that the people that must play the left centre back and the right centre back must be mobile people that can cover when the wing backs are ahead. And you can see when Shaw entered, I told people that Hutchinson will not play anything again.
Yes, and it was obvious.
And he didn't play anything again.
It was later on he had to go into the midfield.
Yeah, because there were sometimes he should have covered the space on the left hand side, but he couldn't because if he covers the space, he doesn't have the speed to track back. So I just believe. All I'm saying is not really maybe to tell Manchester United fans that it was a bad game.
It was not a bad game, really.
It was not a good game.
Yeah, it was an average game.
I don't want to even use average. It was not a good game because the people the manager would use that will fit in very well, most of them are just coming back from international break.
Yeah.
Some of them are just coming back from injury. Yeah, because really the likes of Messi Mount, the likes of Euro, the likes of Kobe Mainoo would have made a much better team, this team. But I feel that the coach is taking notes. There's some players that their Manchester United career just ended tonight.
But for me, I think I don't want to sound like England press or pundit, but I think setting up 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 would have easily won the match.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at this from this angle.
You could have won the match,
because it will just be him going back on his words. But I'm telling you, the way that team is set up, they made a lot of mistakes. And one thing I just love about Manchester United today is that we lost the ball less. I noticed that.
Yeah, because they were more cautious. That's what I said.
But I don't want them to be cautious. I want them to be professional. Yeah. I mean, used to something where enjoy what they're doing. It's the first game really. I remember when I watched the first game of Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp came also during the middle of the season. Yeah. They didn't win the first match. In fact, I think they drew also. So it's the first time. But I think we can see what the man is trying to do, and we understand that the reality is that some players cannot do what is being. That's my own takeaway. Some players cannot do it. And the manager, I believe, is beginning to take notes. You could see his facial expression, not happy. Yes, you understand that. But I didn't expect much. I didn't expect Manchester United to dominate and win. No. But the formation,
everything good takes time.
I think the final possession is not bad because Manchester United.
It was just possession. It was just possession sake. There are many things I want to say, but I'm just holding myself back.
Don't say it.
Yes, let me not say so. But I just feel that a lot of those people were passive. And I felt there are many things tactically but I felt, let me say another thing. I felt the coach should have at some point, use Mazarawi in the center back, where Delete should be on the right hand side. I knew he was trying to use Delete in the center back because of the likes of Delap, but I felt Delap was drifting to the sides at some point, and I felt if he had done that, Mazarawi in the center, because we needed people that could just have a good control and
it's just It's just the first match. And they know how to set up in other matches. Yeah, there's still more match to go. Manchester United fans should not be expecting top 4 this season. At least
it's possible to have top 4.
I know, but don't put too much of expectation
on
this manager.
Exactly.
Give him time to work his magic.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is what I'm going to just take out. I'm going to do a special mention. You are going to do that too. I'm going to do a special mention to the coach Amorim. One is because the type of substitution he made shows that there's something tactical about him. I love it when I saw something different and I told you, you need Luke Shaw. I just said that you need somebody to just ample that or the same guy. That was his name. Like I just someone to just pick him
I think
off.
that's true.
So and that's for me. And it's good to see Luke Shaw back. He's not sharp yet, but at least there's something there. And also, this team needs, and we said it in our team talk, this team needs Martinez.
Yeah, they need Martinez.
This team Martinez. And also special mention, Ahmad, Garnacho. Not a bad game, but they both can make better decisions, but at least not bad. And the man of the match for me, Onana. Onana won the game for us. Drew the game for us. Let me just say that. Because they have at least maybe 4 shots on target, or 2 shots on target, or 3 shots on target. And it was massive. Yeah. And I tell you, the first save, that should be the save of the season.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah. So, any special mentions? I don't really have any special mentions.
Why?
I think the only person I would take my 2 people, I would say Onana and Ahmad. But I felt, I know from next match, when Martinez comes back and everybody's back, I feel we will see more of Ahmad in this system. He's going to perform well.
Yeah.
And I think Onana is just amazing this season.
And also, Ipswich, if I want to get someone out of Ipswich, I need to get that dealer out of that Ipswich. That guy is a beast. He's a bully. See, let me tell you this. With a good system, he has a system there.
The guy is not a top player.
Oh God.
He's not.
Imagine with that is the goal chorus left from Coventry to Lisbon, and everybody shouting goal chorus. Now
he's a good player, but
I'm telling you that what Manchester United lack in their front line, especially when Rashford left, because I don't see reason why you're saying Rashford is not doing this. When your player came in Oiland and even Zexi, there was no press on up front, so it's not really.
It was different. It was different time in the game. No, that's reality. People that's reality. Really, I'm not comparing Rashford with Oiland. I'm not saying Rashford years ago. I know some other that ones are very, very happy he scored the goal. I'm very happy. I'm very happy he scored the goal. But I cannot also see other things and say, okay, because he scored the goal, I overlook it. So
we need Rashford to score a goal. We just need him to.
I need Rashford to play well. We don't need him to score a goal.
At least the goal will boost him up, then start playing well.
If you say so.
All right, guys. I know you have different opinion about what we are saying, but these are 5 things we know. We spend so much time about this, but this is Manchester United first match under Amorim, and we need to talk in depth about it. But whatever you want to say about this, put it on the comment section. I mean, your guy coming, Shegun. Yes, coming on the stage. Yeah. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Good to be here.